Today he joins myself, Nas, and Kumar Sangakkara. Thank you for your time. Where's this game at, would you say?
Definitely India winning tomorrow, probably in the first session.
Definitely. What time? Can you give us a time so we can book cabs and all that sort of stuff?
Sorry?
Can you give us a time when you're going to win, because we need to book cabs?
Probably just after lunch.
Okay. So you're going to be positive tomorrow. Tough fought day, though.
Yeah, I mean, the position that we are in right now, we would definitely take it, and probably for one at stumps today would have been ideal. But yes, the way we bowled, all the fast bowlers in particular, the way they came out today and kept the pressure going on throughout the day, it was amazing.
What was the plans when you came out to bowl this morning, and did you expect the pitch, particularly when Jasprit was bowling from the nursery end, to do quite as much up?
Definitely, we all did, especially with the hard ball. We expected a little bit of seam movement and also a little bit of up and down as well. But yeah, the way Siraj bowled as well, and Akashdeep's spell, especially to get Brooks out when he was looking a little aggressive, and we didn't want to give out too many runs in that phase of play. But yeah, I mean, most of it turned out our way, and it's good.
So when the seamers have used the nice hard ball, they throw it to you and Jadeja to try and do something.
I mean, especially when they get a little tired, we gotta, we get our turn to do our job, and that's a great sign as well. And the way both of us bowled today was very heartening, myself and Jadeja. The plan was to not give out too many runs because the fast bowlers were always going to be in the play. But yeah, the way things went for us was very good.
Well, keep it tight is one thing, but what pleased you about the way you picked up these 4 wickets? Because they're big wickets too.
Yeah, as I said, all of them were big wickets, and that really pleases me. Especially the stage of play, all those wickets came in, was very heartening, and we genuinely didn't want to give out too many runs, and especially when Stokes looked to get as many runs as possible when he knew there weren't too many wickets after that. But yeah, all of it went really well for us.
One thing we've all noticed is that asset you have with the drift. You did Ben Stokes at Edgbaston with that drift. You've done a few here with the drift, beating him on the outside edge. Is that a skill you've always had, or it's something that's come and you've had to work on?
I mean, UK has definitely been very, very kind with that perspective for me, because I usually don't get as much drift, especially in subcontinent conditions. But over here, I definitely have to accept the fact that it's taken a little bit of time for me to adjust with lines and adjust with how much the perfect drift needs for me to be able to pitch the ball in the place where I want to pitch the ball. But yeah, it's come with a lot of practice, and there were a lot of plans as well coming into this test.
Just a question on your line, especially the right-handers. You seem to have shifted it a little bit closer to off stump, also changed your pace, kind of rushing the batter a little bit when they started going on the back foot. Was that an intentional plan?
I mean, you've pretty much noticed everything that I wanted to do. But yes, I also felt that with this particular Lord's wicket, there wasn't too much bounce, so ball wouldn't really go up the stump. So I was thinking if I could pitch the ball anywhere around 4-5 meter mark, there's a lot of probability for it to hit the stumps, and that was the plan.
Can I just ask you specifically about a couple of wickets? You mentioned Ben Stokes. Did you sense he was about to pull the trigger? He was about to go after you? And how can you as a spinner utilise that to your advantage? Because he swept you a couple of balls before.
And the fact that Bumrah was bowling from the other end definitely helped, because the moment Bumrah came in, I knew he was going to do something different. And in that over, the first ball, I think he went for a slog. And yes, I mean, it all worked out well. And the fact that we've got Bumrah enough in our team is amazing.
But from your point of view, you're trying to get it underneath him. You're trying to beat him like that. How's your mindset going in terms of defeating?
I mean, my mind, especially on this wicket, anything, if they're going to sweep or slog sweep, it's always going to be difficult for the batsman. So I'm always trying to hit the stump, and no matter the length, ball was coming out pretty well from my hand today, so I wasn't really thinking about the length, but I wanted to hit the stumps as much as possible, especially when I was bowling to Stokes.
Same question in terms of the right-hander as well. You use drift to the left-hander, not so much to the right-hander. And with root sweeping as well, again, your line shifts again more towards the stump. Do you see it early, or do you kind of anticipate a sweep?
I mean, especially with Root, I wasn't thinking too much because I wanted to be as straight as possible throughout, because that's the line where I wouldn't give out too many runs as well. And that's the plan also given to me by the captain. I didn't really want to give out too many boundaries, wanted to be really close to his stumps and keep things tight. And obviously, sweep was always going to be difficult on this wicket, so it helped me.
You've had to wait your turn, haven't you? It's not easy getting into an Indian side as a spin bowling all-rounder with Jadeja. You've had Akshar Patel, you've had Ravi Ashwin before that. Has it been frustrating, and how thrilled are you now to be in this middle order, scoring runs, getting wickets?
It's always been a blessing, always a blessing for me to play for India, especially in the test format. And yes, there's every opportunity for me to win matches in every scenario. So I'm looking forward to every situation that comes to me.
And the tempo of batting tomorrow, because you like to play your shots, is it a case of just batting time like KL does, or do you have to just put England back under pressure on this pitch?
Honestly, whatever the team's demands out of the situation in that particular time, I mean, I should be able to do anything that the team requires, and it's going to be exciting because we need about 130 odd runs, and we've got all day, but the wicket is doing a little bit, so there needs to be a perfect plan before I go out to bat. Yeah.
Final one. Do you fancy being there at the end then, when the winning runs are needed? What time did you say India were
That's
going to knock
exactly
this off?
what I've manifested. I'm sure.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you,
Well bowled.
Washington. Well done.
Well bowled. Brilliant.
Well bowled. Well done.
We shall see you tomorrow. Thank you very much for your time. What a game.
The atmosphere, me and Kumar were waiting at the other end to come across with the players, and all the Indian fans, every time Akashdeep blocked one was Akashdeep, and then his off stump went cartwheeling, and the England fans absolutely went ballistic. The atmosphere of this ground has been fantastic. 1-1, you know, tomorrow's going to be such a massive day. That Stokes at the end there just gave England a bit, but this is the man they want. And the net, obviously, Rishabh Pant now can do something dangerous. This is, for me, now a just India, maybe 52-48 sort of game. But that pitch tomorrow morning, they've got to use the new-ish ball and hit those cracks hard.
How are you seeing it?
I think England's going to be a lot more confident than India at the moment. I think the way I saw India bat today, there were a few jitters, especially from Jaiswal, a little bit from Karun Nair. They seem to have gone a little bit too negative. Washington mentioned they wanted to be 1 wicket down. I think they should have probably given themselves a target of runs. But coming in tomorrow, exactly as Nasser said, KL Rahul and Rishabh Pant, that partnership, if they can get it going and stretch this partnership to just beyond 100 for the team, then India's back in the driving seat.
Let's run through the wickets that England have taken then. The first one, Jaiswal, you noted it in the first over he faced from Chris Woakes, perhaps a little jittery.
He was. I saw him at short leg just before he had to go into bat, and he was stretching. He seemed a little bit checked out, and then he came in, and I noticed the first over, balls and lengths that he would usually attack, he was letting go, and then he was caught in two minds, tried to drag one wide out of off stump, which he never really tries to do on the leg side, and paid the price. I would have liked him to really be much more positive and decisive.
Stokes decided to swap the bowlers round, really. Archer would normally bowl probably from this end and Woakes like the other end. The reason he swapped them round is because of what we saw earlier from Jasprit Bumrah running in from the nursery end. Lavish bounce, really challenging Zach Crawley and Ollie Pope. When Archer came on, there was a fascinating passage of play. He went a bit too full, he got driven. He was then asking for the field on the offside to be moved, and Stokes just stood there like a statue. Said, no, we agreed with the plan, you're not bowling to the plan. And in the end, he took him off and he took it over the bowling himself.
Yeah, you don't set a field for poor bowling, and Jofra didn't quite get it right in that spell. He's not a machine, he's not played a test match for 4 years, he's played one first-class game, and he didn't quite get that new ball right. You know, he's supposed to hit that 8-metre length, and if you look at his pitch map, he was all over the place. In general, actually, he was full and floaty at 47%. You'd want those the other way round, maybe 20-odd% full, just in case it does swing, like Cast there at the end got it full and swinging, and hitting, banging away at that 8-metre length all the time where Bumrah was hitting. So he didn't get it right. He's that sort of cricketer. We've played with cricketers when it's not right, they sort of blame something else, the field or something, and Stokes managed the situation perfectly. I've set the field, you're not quite getting it right, and I'll change it. And he did change it, and he brought himself on at that far end. The two Durham lads absolutely delivered and brought England back in this game. Cast his spell here and Stokes at the other end. They found the length and bowled beautifully.
Well, Castle got rid of Karen. I mean, a decent delivery nipping down. Is that just a brain fade from a batsman? Talk us, I mean, what goes through a batsman's mind when you leave a ball like that at Lords with the slope coming back into you?
I think it is what leads up to that. You saw Karuna start off really positively, good strides, really going at the forward defensive with the right intent. Might have looked at the clock and thought, well, not much to go here. Let me kind of go back into this and play for time. That's where the negativity starts. The moment you do that, you're indecisive. You're in two minds. And that's a ball he plays 99 times out of 100. The only thing that I can try and give an explanation for that is saying he's watching the clock. He's thinking about tomorrow. And as Kane Williamson said, he's not present.
Big wicket of Shubman Gill. Now, even before a ball was bowled, everyone was saying, well, what you've got to do with Shubman Gill, outside off stump, try and run it into the pads. It obviously hasn't worked up to this point. Is it because, though, this pitch has got just that little bit more and it does it quicker?
Does it quicker. That's the key. I mean, I did a lab piece, and 603 runs later, I was absolutely
well
spot
done,
on.
Nas.
Nip it back in. It cost him 603, but you're spot on. Quicker pitch, nipping, got it absolutely spot on with the length. Also, let's be honest, he had the England fielders in his ear. If you're going to give it out like last night, you're going to get it as well. He had Brooks straight away in his ear. He had Root, he had Duckett. Crawley was on the boundary, staying away from it. And he just looked a big booming drive. That was when the theatre was building towards the end there. He was a massive wicket, obviously, because he scores at a good tempo. He's not going to go in his shell. He would have got the board ticking along tomorrow.
Talking about theatre, and I know it was the night watchman Akash Deep, but as you mentioned, you and Nas, the crowd, and I mean, this is just what Stokes does, isn't it?
Yeah, he's brilliant. I mean, when he changed Archer, he brought himself on, he brought Cars on, two people who really stepped up. And I think Stokes feeds off situations like that. He needs that pressure. He needs things to be on the line to really raise his game. We didn't see that with the bat, but that's the beauty of Stokes. Comes back with the ball. He adjusted the field just before that delivery as well. He's trying to tell Akashdeep it could be a short ball. I might be coming at the stumps as well, but he held a perfect line and length. Akashdeep, tail ender, nothing much you can do.
The man that got India going today was the villain, as some people call him. I mean, he's box office to watch, and there's so many box office cricketers in both camps, but his emotions, his passion, it's sort of a Kohli-esque way of playing cricket.
It is, and that's why he played really well under Kohli. Mel Jones asked me on commentary, which cricketers do you have to fire up and which cricketers do you have to calm down? He is someone, if you fire him up and let him go. Late last night, he loved that one over. That's got him right into this series. He was pumped up. He adjusted his line beautifully for Ollie Pope as well. He was just around about fifth stump, and he went straighter. He was fuming with that review because when they showed it on the big screen, he thought that was hitting leg clearly. Look at his reaction there. He is someone that you love to have in your team because when it's important, when people are, Indian fans are desperate for their cricketers to show some passion and show some fight. No one does that better in this present side than Mohammad Siraj.
I thought there were some key moments, like you mentioned, Siraj firing himself up, Washington Sundar spell, but for England, I just can't for the life of me understand what Harry Brook did. I mean, he was batting so well. The counter-attack was so good. He was batting positively, Root on the other end. If he went for another paddle, I have no problems with it. But that one crucial moment, although the game is beautifully set up, could have got England so much more and further ahead. And that, for me, is something that Brook has to. I know it's baseball, I know it's positive, I know it's supportive, but that is not smart.
OK. What India will have tomorrow morning is another heavy roller on the pitch. So that hour, how do they go about it, England, with the ball, do you think?
Yeah, it's not time for emotion or it's your best two bowlers. If you thought these two were the best tonight, you go with those two again. The one thing about continuously, and all the sides have had heavy rollers, if you keep having heavy rollers, then it does open up the cracks a little bit with the heat and everything. That's one disadvantage as a batting side with heavy rollers. It does make the edge of the cracks start to crumble. So these 135 are going to be hard work unless Rishabh Pant starts going. There's going to be a lot of Indian fans in. It's a sellout tomorrow.
Yeah,
most of the Indian fans are probably at Wimbledon today. They're going to come here. Remember last day Edgbaston? And that's going to be coping. It's going to be coping with an atmosphere where every boundary may be cheered and It's going to be controlling your emotions. I cannot tell you how important a day tomorrow is. 2-1 down going to Old Trafford or 2-1 up. And all the things that he talks about. If England win, the Harry Brooks shot gets put to bed. If England lose, you talk about it. If India lose, then you talk about the ball change when it was doing everything. If India win, it's all forgotten. So tomorrow is such a vital day leading into the last two tests.
Mr. Pant,
Yeah, Mr.
what can we expect? A simple question. What can we expect from Rishabh Pant and how he bats tomorrow?
He's going to come out and play shots. You can't go into shells when you're chasing this. Washington Sundar said they're going to try and win it after lunch. Immediately they would have had a quick chat in there saying tomorrow we're going to play positive. If they don't, England's going to be further in front, further on top, and that's going to be a problem. Come out there, bat smartly. KL Rahul can anchor. Everyone else got to support him. Score runs well.
He's been there before. He's done it in Australia. He doesn't bottle it, Rishabh Pant. He won't be affected by pressure. He thrives on pressure. The two at the crease, we're presuming Rishabh Pant will come out tomorrow. Mr. Cool, calm and calculated, who's getting runs for fun in this series and on this ground. And Mr. Chaos, Rishabh Pant, but in that method that, you know, he knows exactly what he's doing. He handles pressure well. That is the partnership you want to break.
Could be Mr. Confidence that's going to hit the winning runs. Who knows? Or maybe Mr. Siraj will get involved in some way down the line. That is to come. We've had a fabulous day. I mean, that was Test cricket. It's absolute most dramatic. We are sold out tomorrow.